The Indiana Fever choke and meltdown. Choke harder than I've ever seen a team choke in years. Completely fumble every opportunity to take this win. The Minnesota Lynx at home steal one. This was the Indiana Fever's game. I'm struggling to make sense of it. Guys, thanks for joining. The chat is lining up on TikTok. We're live on YouTube and TikTok. A afternoon extravaganza. I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure out what went wrong. I have to give all of my props to the Lynx for closing out the Fever. They're 25-6 now, the Lynx are. Thanks for joining, guys, on TikTok. Crusher on TikTok says they had every opportunity. Yes, that's what's making me crazy. They had the win in their hands. They made a team effort to come back, and Aaliyah Boston travels. She had the three, and she freaking travels. That was an absolute fumble. That was a mental breakdown and a meltdown by a player who has never been in that situation before. And that was the problem with this team. In crunch time, when it was handed to them on a silver platter, they missed free throws, they missed open shots, they gave the freaking game away, and that is what is so frustrating. You should be frustrated as a fan. It is coaching. Here we go. Stephanie White fails and gets out coached. We knew what happened, but the team did fail at hitting open shots and free throws. And you know that makes me crazy. It makes me crazy when you miss free throws. You can't miss free throws and win in the playoffs. You can't go on the road and play the number one team and miss freaking free throws. Kelsey Mitchell had 3 free throws and could have cut it to 1 and missed a free throw. You've got to be kidding me, man. Oh my God. MG says ball hogs. I don't know who you're saying the ball hogs are. Everybody had a chance to win. Boston had more than one open chance. Caitlin missed 2 or 3 open shots. She was rushing it. Mitchell missed. Everybody choked. Timpson missed a free throw in the clutch. You cannot miss freaking free throws. How many times have I said it and preached it? You hit your free throws, you win tight games. You cannot win in the playoffs without hitting free throws. It's a joke, man, that this team wants to win without hitting free throws. It's a joke. It makes me so mad. Guys, thanks for joining. King Charles 51 on TikTok. Nope, CC didn't do enough. KM was the best player on the team. Kelsey Mitchell had the best game, but they all played really well until they got into the last 2 minutes and they choked. 2 minutes, 2-minute drill. That is Stephanie White's problem. That's her fault. That is assistant coaches. That is focus. Everyone should know what you do when you get the ball. They had no set plays. Stephanie White should have called a timeout earlier in 2 minutes. She made mistakes. Caitlin made mistakes by not being more aggressive. Caitlin should have been driving to the rack. I don't care if you get blocked. Make the effort. You're going to get free throws. She's been getting calls for the last 21 days, but didn't drive to the rack. You trusted Boston. My bandana came off. I'm so mad. You trusted Boston, and she traveled. You cannot do that. Sapphire Sotomayor on TikTok. Cece had an off game. No, she didn't. She didn't have an off game. I don't want to be that guy, but she had a great game. She just choked. She choked like they all choked. You know why? Because they came back on a 14-point deficit. They made a huge comeback. They exposed Minnesota. They should have taken that game on the road. Of course it's a hard game. Of course you're going to have to be focused. Of course it's on you to win. You have to steal that. They were not aggressive enough. Timpson had a great game, but she missed a clutch free throw. They had great games. A monster effort wasted because they were not ready for a clutch crunch time. You think it's going to be easy? You think it's going to be easy? They did not appreciate the effort it took to come back on a team that went cold. They have weaknesses. Olivia Miles was choking. So instead of Olivia Miles being the story because she was choking, they choked for her. You just need to slow the freaking offense down. Stephanie White didn't control the team. And that's the problem with Stephanie White. She always lets us down, dude. Clark was 2 for Lamelo's brother. Clark was 2 for 9 from the 3. Yeah, at the end when they were shooting threes, so forget about that stat, dude. She was 2 for 4 at halftime. So quit doing the hater shit against Caitlyn, because it wasn't just her. But yes, she did choke. I will admit that. She choked. And then you bring in Hines Ward, who turns it over at the half-court line come on, man. They just basically here, win this, take it back. It was a wasted effort. Oh my God. Guys, I was trying not to get upset. I'm so freaking upset. I may not be able to finish this live. I'm sorry. Don't come and tell me bullshit, dude. Don't tell me bullshit. Wake the hell up. Caitlin Clark choked. Boston choked. Mitchell choked. I don't care if they shot 60%. They missed their freaking free throws. They missed probably 50% of the free throws in the fourth quarter. How do you win doing that? You don't win. You fucking lose. That's what happened. Jesus Christ. Can I get to YouTube? TikTok always has the dumbest people, man. Sorry, TikTok. I love you, but you've got dumb people sometimes. Carlton Ringing, thank you for finally somebody that knows basketball. Can I talk to a person who knows effing basketball? Jesus Christ. Carlton Ringing, AB was so frustrating this game. I agree. Hardly any screens for CC. We went away from what has worked for us in the past few games. Yeah, driving to the rack and missing free throws. He also says, and yeah, missing threes. Well, at the end, there were desperation threes. But look, Minnesota played good defense. They're a tall team. They're rock solid. Those ladies are stronger than they look. Olivia Miles is dirty. Let's just be honest. She's a dirty freaking player. The reason why she gets easy layups is she's got to chop you in the neck, kick you in the groin. Nobody wants that shit. That's why she's been doing it. Look what she did to Caitlyn and Kelsey Mitchell in the first quarter. She punches Kelsey Mitchell in the throat, goes to the rack, and kicks Caitlyn in the groin or the upper thigh. Caitlyn was down. Stephanie White got concerned. And Stephanie White never cares about Caitlin Clark. She never gets concerned. That was a dirty freaking play. Olivia Miles is dirty. That's why that's her magic. So it's a put together bullshit because nobody wants to get hurt by her. She's decent. She's got moves, but that's her secret. She's dirty. But look, they won, and dirty wins. It's a dirty team, but that's who wins. Dirty teams that are physical. And the referees were shaving, swallowing the whistle. It was a worst referee game. Or, I'm sorry, let me slow down. It was one of the worst referee games we've seen in a while, but you got to play through it. The Fever still had an opportunity. I have to apologize. I got nasty and started cussing earlier. I'm sorry to that person. Rondell says, stop crying. Of course I'm crying, you dumb shit. They choked. You don't even know basketball. You're probably just on here to be a hater. Chrissy Spud, too many turnovers. Yeah, but not that at the end. But Caitlin's second turnover came in the fourth. So it wasn't turnovers. Sure, that was part of it. Hines Ward's turnover was stupid. They made a huge comeback. The Lynx got cold. The Fever took advantage of it, but they didn't slow the offense down. Jesus Christ. Philippe, Torito on YouTube. Coach White lost this game by letting Miles score 20 points. Well, she's not going to go in and guard her, so that wasn't her fault. But she takes part of the loss on how she coached the fourth. Miles, 5 points in the second half. That's the game. No, the game, I'll disagree with you. The game was when Boston, what did she do? She choked on a three, I knew the winning streak's over, by the way. The winning streak basketball goes down. I thought that sorry, I'm going to adjust my screen here. I thought that Boston's, that's where things got effed up. All right. That's where things got effed up. What Boston did. Boston choked. Hot hand was Mitchell. Should have drove to basket more. Yeah, maybe. I mean, at the very end, Ginger snaps back. Yeah, at the very end. Totally 100%. Guys, hold on. I'm having some technical difficulties. 1 second here. Hold on. My screen's, hold on. Okay, we're back at it. Sorry, my screen was wigging out. Okay, now I can yell at you guys again. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Fever. No, I'm not going to listen to that. Thank you, Desiree. Desiree, thanks for jumping on. I'm not going to listen to that. They don't suck. They choked out. Okay, look. I'm being hard on them. So don't say I'm some sort of over the top homer or lover. I'm being hard on this team. They freaking failed. This was in the bag. They made a huge comeback. This was their game. Carlton Ringing, you crashed out. My crashing out is understandable. I'm getting tears in my eyes. Honestly, I was yelling and cursing. I was like, yeah, and then you have people on TikTok try to say just asinine shit, man. Yes, it's called a choke. That's called a choke, okay? They hit 100% of their free throws a game or so ago. And now they hit 50% in the fourth quarter. I'm drinking coffee today. Hopefully you can appreciate it. Gary Van Putten on TikTok. Boston never showed up. Clark needed more screens. Can't argue with that. Boston was struggling. You know, she missed a key layup. I mean, come on, man. Timpson missed the layup. I mean, I like Timpson. Timpson's fierce. But you can't miss a free throw, man. It's just crazy, man. Look, Kelsey Mitchell missed a clutch free throw. Not only did she get 3 shots on that shot, they had a timeout to review it for a reckless. She had time to breathe. Maybe that iced her. She went up with a grin on her face, and I'm like, are we not focused? Sure enough, she wasn't. Aaron Wooten on YouTube, thanks for joining. The Fever looked gassed today. No, they didn't. The Fever are undersized. Now, they're not undersized. It's just, here. Look, not to disagree with you, but I'll disagree with you. Their cardio was dope. They missed free throws. They had shots, dude. Caitlin Clark had 2 open shots, missed them. Mitchell had open shots. Boston missed a layup. Then Hines Ward came in and gave it away. Come on. That's not gas. Minnesota was gassing out. But they all had good cardio. Bad cardio is you lose by 15 and you don't show up in the fourth. So there you go. Gary Brown Kelsey has carried the team all year. No, of course not. That's just dumb. You're not watching. Come on. Caitlin Clark, 45 and 10. Come on. They're both carrying this team. Look, Kelsey Mitchell played a great game up until the end. Caitlin played a great game up until the end. Caitlin was controlling herself. There's a few times she got kicked in the groin by Olivia Miles early, okay, and went down. And she was out of the play for like a whole like minute. And they came down and scored. Come on. She didn't freak out about that. Olivia Miles even got a technical because she was bitching. So the Fever, they just choked at the end. A lot of it had to do with they did not realize how bright the lights were going to be. That's coaching, and it's experience. Look, I'd like to see a 3-game playoff. I'd like to see a 3-game series. I think the Fever would win at 2 out of 3. I think that the Lynx are afraid of the Fever now. The Lynx, they stole one, okay? They are cat burglars, all right? Have I played any sports? Well, hold on. I'm playing your mom in the bedroom. As soon as I'm done with this, I'll go continue to play her like a fiddle. Screw you, dude. Gary Brown, Caitlin put up 45 against the worst team in the league. Am I going to deal with these guys with the fake names? John Smith, Gary Brown, Paul Bunyan. Go screw yourself. I'm not going to deal with it. You're an idiot. I'm not going to deal with it. But bring it. Okay, bring it. Look, on a loss, here's my thing now. On a loss, bring it. Okay, you got to bring it all day, and I don't care because your mom's waiting for me in the back. You know, whatever. Aaron Wooten, Stephanie White always gets out-coached. Well, we knew that. And by the way, can I just say something? What's with the political T-shirts? It's fucking bullshit. I mean, it's a clown show. We got to do political T-shirts, and then we have to have a thing where Sophie and the coach of the Lynx or Cheryl, they're having a conversation about whatever politics. Grow up, man. It's fucking basketball. I'm just so over the top with the circus shit and all this stuff. Whatever. Look, I like Sophie getting booed. I like that energy. And Sophie comes out and hits a clutch 3. She takes an elbow to the chin, and she gets the foul. Come on, man. So there were moments where they were getting out-coached and the refs were against them. Cool. But then there were really great moments where the Fever were making comebacks, and then the Fever were hurting themselves. They were shooting themselves in the foot every single time because that's lack of experience. Look, Every game on the road, especially against the top 5 team, is going to be a playoff game, okay? The Fever had no excuses. They had the opportunity. If Kelsey Mitchell had hit 3 free throws, it would have been a 1-point game, okay, with momentum. Instead, she missed one. It was a 2-point game, and the wheels fell off. I'm so frustrated with this team because they had it. They had the win. This was their win. They gave it away. This team can still win a championship, and hopefully this is the game where they figure it out. They all failed, okay? It was a joke. Putting Hines Allen in was one of the dumbest things. What? You put a player in cold in the fourth, and Stephanie White just needs to wake up sometimes. She just makes desperate moves, man. Hines Allen, who's already undersized, what was the point? What was the point? Kevin B. No, I knew it. I knew Kevin B was going to show up. God damn it. All right, wait. Well, I'll force myself to read his whatever you're going to say, your declarations. Let's see here. Hey, Jason, where's Mo Billings? Lexi, hey. Hey, Lexi Hull played great. Lexi came out and played really good defense in that comeback, dude. She scored 6 points, dude, had a 3-point play, hit a 3. Come on, dude. She had maximum effort. So, Kevin, try harder. Let's see here. Kara says, dude, you don't need a microphone. I know, it's crazy. I know sometimes I try to sometimes I'll watch the show back sometimes just to see, kind of if it made sense. And sometimes I'm blowing out the mic and I'm like, in fact, by the way, the live feed is a lower frequency because I get too loud. So if you notice, my edits are the audio is much better on my video edits when they get dropped. But the live, I have to tune it down because I'm always blowing my mic out. Rob on TikTok and Boston traveled. Yeah, dude, that you don't travel. Here's what I say. Okay, this is what I would sit her down and say, look, you're a 4-time All-Star. All these things, clutch time. Next time, I'll just put in somebody else. Okay, if you're going to, that's what I'd say. Oh, dude, thanks for the gift. My friend, thanks for the hand heart. Thank you. Chrissy, thank you. I said, dude, sorry, I'm assuming Chrissy, you're a female, but it's I'm just guessing. So everybody can be what they want to be. If I was the coach tonight or tomorrow, I'd sit her down and say, next time you do that, I'm sitting you down and clutch. I just can't. So Stephanie White does not know how to enforce. See, when players choke, sit them down, give them 30 seconds. An assistant comes over and says, focus, motherfucker. And then you put them back in. Stephanie White had a timeout. She didn't call it when the wheels started falling off. Remember, they would have had a 1-point deficit if Kelsey had not choked and hit those free throws. Instead, it was a 2-point. Then you put Hines Allen in. After you put Hines Allen in, that fumble circus thing and Hines Allen gives them 2 points, I would have just called a timeout and sat everybody down and just blamed myself and said, I'm a bad coach. Sorry, that was a bad move. I don't know what to say. Stephanie White, she had me on. She was if they had been blown out, it would have been a different story for me. But instead, they were humiliated by themselves. They had this game. RC Roy 72, thanks for the follow, my friend. We have 4 new followers on the old TikTok. Back to YouTube. Kevin B said spread. What does that mean? Oh, they can't spread the floor? Whatever. They were shooting. They just couldn't hit. Kevin B, Fever losing first round with, come on, man. Let's not use that word. Let's not call the ladies. You're being mean. Let's not do that. Do I call the ladies names? No. I call them, Olivia Miles is dirty, but that's not a name. So let's not, I won't read your Kevin, I like you, but I won't read your comments if you insult the ladies. That's just it's not helpful. It's not useful. It's not useful. Carlton Ringing agreed. The political stuff is exhausting. It is exhausting. It's a story. It's a story that doesn't need. You know who else is exhausting? Holly Rowe. Sit down, dude. I mute her every time. I can't listen to her. Just her mouth just run about nothing. I can't. Sit her down. She's just such a distraction. Blondie Gep. Thank you, Desiree. I only caught the fourth. Go back and watch it. How did she get 25? I don't know. Maybe because she played basketball while you were like doing whatever. Ridiculous. That's a funny comment. By the way, you watched the game. We know your game. Kevin B, let me take a shot at your comments again on YouTube. Guys, think double digits on TikTok. Kevin B, SW coaches based on emotion, maybe. I just think I think she's extremely technical. I think that's the problem, is she doesn't coach on instinct. So, yeah, maybe she panicked. I mean, the truth is, Kelsey Mitchell missed free throws, missed open shots. Caitlin missed open shots. Boston travels. I would panic too if I was the coach. Like, all her weapons fell apart. So what do you do about that? It was Choke City. They had open looks. What I think the problem was, they didn't drive to the rack for more free three-point plays. I don't know. It's so frustrating. G Daddy, like that name on TikTok. Do you think CC should shoot more inside the paint? G Daddy, yeah, I think she's shooting well enough inside the paint. But those were monsters. The truth is there are monsters in the paint, man. And I think that it's kind of a 50-50 proposition if you're going to get blocked or not. I think in the fourth quarter, here's how it works. When you have a shorter amount of time, you got to slow the clock down. You slow the clock down by driving to the rack to try to get a foul. If you don't get a foul, fine, but give it a try. So I think Caitlin for the year I think that's why she's scoring well, is because she can hit that little baby jumper in the paint. And she came out in the second half and started hitting. She hit a couple of clutch baby jumpers in the paint. So I'm happy with her production in the paint. And if you see her free throw production, right? Bobby B, what's up? A big away from winning is all, and they need to pass to Sophie more. I like that, Bobby B. And you know what makes me crazy? No trade. They didn't trade anybody. Come on. Trade somebody. The Sparks were gutsy and traded Kelsey Plum. Come on. No, the Fever could have traded Dog. Come on, trade somebody, man. The front office failed. They missed our trade somebody. By the way, Kelsey Plum got shipped. So that leads me to believe, I know this is off topic, but that leads me to believe that they were trying to do Kelsey for Caitlin Clark. Kelsey Plum for Caitlin Clark, that was the trade that they were trying to make, and that was an impossible trade. That's why it fell apart. Remember, it was a hot rumor 60 days ago, maybe less, that the Sparks were trying to get Caitlin. That's what they were trying to do, because they wanted to trade Plum. Plum for Caitlin would have been a good trade. Probably the Fever would have said no way, and then probably, and also draft picks. If you watch my video on the Sparks trade potential with Fever, I said it would have to have draft picks because of the cap, and sure enough, look at the trade, 2 draft picks and a throwaway. And now Kelsey Plum's career is going to go die in Phoenix. That's where people go to lose their careers. Okay, let me jump back to it. Guys, thanks for watching. JD127, missed that one. Sorry. Sometimes they go by too fast. Double digits on TikTok. Rich Kruger, this was a nice game from Indiana coming off a West Coast trip. Coming into the best teams. Yes, Rich, you are looking at it with Zen. You're like, that is a Zen way to look at it. In fact, Rich, that's how I looked at it before I sat down and turned the camera on. And then I started losing my mind. You know what happens is when I watch the game, I get crazy. And then between the game and the live, I just stop talking. Like sometimes I'll even talk to myself as I'm trying to think about, man, what happened, right? Or how do I process this? So I now will stop talking because I don't want to, I just want to keep that energy in. And sometimes I don't know what I'm going to give you. JD127 thinks Desiree. Minnesota D kept Fever away from the basket all game. No, they didn't. Look at their points in the paint. They were getting free throw opportunities. There was a stretch where they had a hard time, but Boston, Timpson, Caitlin was driving. No, they were getting to the rack. They just stopped doing it in the fourth. If you're saying their defense in the fourth stopped them, no. The Fever got whatever shot they wanted in the fourth. They just couldn't connect. Look at the amount of shots they took versus the shots they hit in the fourth. Ramona, thanks for coming back. Do you think the Fever's going to trade anyone? It's too late now. The deadline's over. It was 3 p.m. Eastern, which was when this game started. So they were the only trade that really happened. Well, it was a blockbuster, technically, Kelsey Plum, but she's on the end of her career, a lot of injuries. Apparently, she'll pass a physical. So that's interesting because you have to pass a physical for the trade to happen. So no, it's done. No trades. Unless somebody gets hurt, then the Fever can do emergency signings. But no one of significance, and you don't want injuries at this point. So let's see here. Gen X cards. Fever will never trade the cash cow. Never. Cash. That's kind of mean. She's Caitlin. Just call her CC Money. Just call her CC Money. I appreciate what you're trying to say, but there's certain words when it comes I try to stay away from. But no disrespect. By the way, Desiree, you can just let him fly today. You don't have to worry about muting. I'll take him on. I cursed somebody out earlier. I literally said F you to somebody earlier, and I'm still on. I haven't been shut down, so apparently. You're welcome, Ramona. And it was a great question. It was a good question. They needed to make a trade. The fact that you're asking the question indicates that they should have, right? If your team is so solid, like Minnesota, you wouldn't want to make a trade. They're solid. 25-6, man. And they had to go through the Fever. So look, the Fever, they have to pat themselves on the back and say Minnesota had to run through us. But sorry, when I breathe a lot, hyperventilate, you get the air in. But look, clearly the Lynx know the Fever let them back in. And if I was Minnesota, I'd be like, you had a 14-point lead and the Fever came back on you. You could tell Minnesota was struggling. They went cold. Fever took advantage of it. The Fever know what they're doing. They just didn't know what they were doing when in the fourth, here's what I thought happened. They're like, oh my God, we're going to win this. And when that comes into your head, you lose. You have to stay ice cold. It happened to all of them. Usually Caitlin does not roll over and choke. She choked. Look, I love Caitlin, but I'm going to be honest. Caitlin Card choked. Look, you're never out of it with Caitlin, but she choked. Let's see here. Mandingo on Mandingo on TikTok. Mitchell hardly shot. I missed what you said. Sorry. Sometimes they go fast. Ramona said, Fever played good. They still got the 100 points. Great way to look at it, Ramona. Yes, there's a lot of bright spots. So we can talk about the bright spots. That's a bright spot. The 100-point streak is there. Look, they were going toe-to-toe for almost 2 quarters. Boom, 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 boom. It was electric. It was a really fun game to watch. It was tense. I was like, oh, my God. It was boom, 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 right? And when the Fever went down, I was like, well, man, I think they can come back. I held out hope. But when they started choking, I'm like, you can't win if you choke like this. Come on, man. Boston, look, in the Boston 3, see, everybody celebrates the Boston 3. That's not your job, Boston. Your job is to roll. Remember her instinct? Here's what happened. And I'll just finish my thought. I knew the 3 would kill them down the stretch. She needs to stop shooting the 3 at the end of the games. Shoot it early when you have a lead. Then you can pile on. Don't shoot it. Just don't shoot it unless it's a clear. I just don't. Because if you miss, the ricochet is rougher. Just don't. And you're a rebounder. Here's the problem with the big shooting the 3. Who's catching a rebound, right? So she's the rebound. That's why I don't like that. You're out of place. It's easy basketball. Don't shoot the 3 if you don't have people underneath there to get the rebound. That could have been part of her problem. She hesitated, thought somebody was, right? Trying to see who's going to, but because you can't always hit 100, you're not going to hit 100% of your shots. So you got to make sure that if you're going to take a shot like that, your team can get your rebound. But when Boston in that critical moment, her instinct was to roll to the basket. Moving forward is a roll. When you get the ball to you, you can consider that a roll. When I say roll, there's different ways to look at it. Move towards the basket. She took a step, but didn't plant herself because she was thinking too fast and then thought, I'll take the 3. What? Right? So it's just players out of position. That's coaching. It's coaching. And a player at that caliber should never second guess their move, right? When you get the ball, you should know what you're doing. Then if you don't, sit down, right? Don't be on the floor if you don't know what you're doing through the ball. Sit down. When the ball gets in your hands, you got to have a move. You have to have 3 steps. Three chess moves in your head. Sit down if you're going to choke. Sit down if you don't know what your move is. Sit the hell down. So Boston, they need to work that stuff out and get under the hoop. That's your job. Fundamentally, you need to hit free throws, get 3-point plays, get easy, low percentage shots when you don't have a lot of time. Low percentage shots increases the clock. Come on, man. DS on TikTok. Fever's bench is weak. No, get that out of here. They're not weak. Come on, man. I can tell when you guys don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to be rude, but they're not weak. You think Sophie Cunningham's a weak bench player? You think Lexi Hull's a weak bench player? Do you think Raven? Come on, Ty Harris? They're not weak bench players. Come on. But the game was bright lights. Okay, a lot of it's just easy math. Raven Johnson, when she stepped out of bounds and threw the ball back to the ref, what? Now, the ref was in the way. The ref should not have called that and should have given her the option to step back in because she was throwing it to the ref. Bad refereeing. Did you notice Caitlin said, let's just go? Caitlin knew it was stupid. That wasn't a turnover, but she's like, whatever. Caitlin was trying to keep him in the zone because she's been at that level. She knows what it's like. I'm just talking in college. I'm not talking here. But now she knows. Caitlin is now she will adjust. She will learn. Okay, back to Kevin B. I don't like talking to Kevin B, but I'm going to on YouTube. Thanks for watching YouTube. Double digits on TikTok. We're just trying to get this out of our system here. Billings. My bad. Lexi Hull and Mo Billings are classy, strong, independent. Don't F with me, dude. Don't F with me. Honestly, Kevin, don't F with me. Come on, you're being disrespectful. Here's the thing, Kevin, okay? I'm going to be really honest with you. I have a hard line on misogyny. Let's be respectful to these ladies. Honestly, Kevin, they're more accomplished than you. They make more money than you. Okay, so stop. They're all strong, independent women. But when you do that sarcasm, it really does upset me. It's not cool. Let's respect the women. Let's respect the game. Let's respect humans. It's not funny to me, okay? You can't call them words. You call them nasty things in my chat. It's disrespectful to everyone, okay? Come on. Chad Ruse, Boston should have shot the three. No. Well, yeah. I mean, no, I don't know, dude. Here's my thing. Make a choice. But her instinct was to roll to the basket. You don't need a three from Boston. You don't. You don't. And that's the problem with a league where it's a lot of threes. Everybody wants to shoot a three. It's the problem. Amber, stop the Lynx credit. Dude, give the Lynx. Amber, I did. I did give the Lynx credit. Amber, Chad's laughing. Thank you, Chad. I made you laugh. Yes, I am, Amber. Look, I told you earlier, Olivia Miles is the real deal, but she's dirty. The Lynx, but look, Amber, the Lynx gave up a 14-point lead to the Fever, so what do you want from me? They went cold. They're not as good as you think they are. The Fever choked. Sometimes, Amber, your team will get an easy win because the other team will choke, okay? So come on. I mean, they're first place. I gave them their props. I'm my favorite team. I wrote a graphic saying Fever choked. Do you think that's easy for me? The fact that the Fever choked automatically gives the Lynx credit for playing a strong game, okay? But I'm not going to sit here and say that they're not beatable. The Fever had them beat, but they choked. Cash Money Coop, love that name. Clark changed the WNBA for the better, 100%. That's why we're doing this. Great comment. TikTok, thank you for hanging in there. We're going to go another 10 minutes or so. It's a Sunday. I know you guys don't need this aggravation like me. I do have, I have things I could do, but I'm committed to this. Bobby B on TikTok, as long as they adjust for and learn from next time, I'll consider this a good loss. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. Moral victories are cool. But this one's a setback for a lot of reasons, but you learn from setbacks. I mean, it is what it is. I have to accept it. The Lynx were the better team today, but they're not a better team. Look, if the Fever had beat them, then all of you Lynx people would be going, oh, Fever got lucky. Oh, Fever got lucky. Lynx are still, right? So look, Olivia Miles, let's go back to Amber. Olivia Miles choked 3 plays. She had 3 chokes, which let the team back in. It let the Fever back in. So if the Fever had come back in, it would have been Olivia Miles choked, right? But instead, it was Fever choked. It's just the way the ball bounced. But yeah, I'll just say this. this is home court advantage. In the fourth quarter, this is where home court makes a difference. It's the winners from the losers. And a lot of it is in free throws. KFW championship game will be Lynx, Fever, Aces. I love that. Now, here you go. I love this comment. I love it when smart basketball people join this and they want to have an intelligent conversation. Thank you. Aces are coming up against Fever. That's going to be a huge test. Aces are playing better, okay? So, hey, Fever's they're in it to win it. But look, I think the Fever can beat any team after this. This is the silver lining. Did you think, how about this, guys? Didn't you think the Fever were going to come back and win this game? I did. When Kelsey Mitchell was at the line, she didn't hit a three. She got a 3-point foul. That's huge, right? That's huge. She had 3 easy free throws. You're getting paid like $1 million a year. You're one of the top players. You're considered an MVP. You got to hit those free throws. That's what an MVP does, right? If she had hit all 3 of those free throws, they would have been down by 1, and the momentum drastically changed. They could have slowed down the offense and then won the game. They could have taken it, right? But instead, she left a 2-point margin. That's different than 1 point. And she missed a clutch free throw. That's in the message to the team. You can go to the line, you're going to miss them. You have to be rock solid. Cash Money Coop Mitchell is incredible, though. I'll say that. Look, Kelsey Mitchell, last year I was doing videos about Kelsey Mitchell needs to not re-sign. And they did it, and I was upset. But she's proven a lot to me. She has. Let's see here. Carlton Ringing on YouTube. I didn't let myself feel hopeful. Yeah, I was trying. No, I had a lot of hope because I know this team. I know what this team can do. And when they started making a comeback, it was a 7-point, 5-point. It was electric. They got it down to 2 points, and then the wheels came off because the problem is that the Lynx understood that they could let the Fever get free throw shots and they might miss them. That is key. That kind of stuff, a team that can close you out smells that. They did. Look, they're a tough team. They're not like the most vicious team. I would think that that's some of the other weaker teams, but they're a tough team and they have finesse. Like, look, they're the best team in the league. Who can beat? If the Fever can't beat them, no one can. That's my opinion. New York's the dirtiest team. New York is the dirtiest team. Maybe they can beat them. I don't know. Ramon Alira, you are on TikTok. You are correct. That would have changed the momentum. 100%. That was it. The three key moments. Hines Allen fumbling that for not only was it a turnover, but it was a turnover for an easy score. Dumb. That was a dumb substitute. That was it. Boston shuffling the feet. That was dumb. It's just dumb. And then missing the free throw by Kel. And then Timpson had a free throw she missed too. Come on. It's just like, what? And look, missing free throws becomes it becomes contagious. It is what it is. Why do they take Clark out for defense? Can't win for losing. Good to see you. They will take Clark out for defense because they don't need her to get a foul, number one. It's foul control 2. You got to give her a blow. 3, she plays hard defense the whole game. She really does. Caitlin gets steals. She had a little glove move, pick their pocket earlier. Caitlin plays good team defense. And I think that it's also, I'd have to think about that situation, but she does it more than once, Stephanie White. It's situational. And I think you need Caitlin sometimes they'll take her out to say, this is what we're going to design. Talk to Caitlin, let her get a blow. She's only human. So a lot of it is just kind of simple. It's an opportunity to get a rest for her. Forever Swifty is our moderator. She's dope. Alex Bland, thank you for the hearts. Think you're in love. I need some love. Money Pearl, what's up, my friend? Thank you for the little live gift. Thank you, my friend. Football's coming up, baby. Money Pearl, I am reading Landry's autobiography, the Cowboys coach from the 70s. I'm getting deep in cowboy lore right now. I'm gonna do a lot of Cowboys. So guys, you think I just make this stuff up out of the air? I actually read books, okay? I actually have. I moved it. I wish I had it on my desk. I should have. This weekend I was reading the biography of Landry, one of the greatest coaches in NFL history. They say he's like top 2, maybe 3. and coached the Cowboys to, I think, 2 championships in the 70s. Maybe 60s, 70s? Or maybe I'm wrong. Before the era of Jerry Jones. So it's a great book. It's interesting. Man, it's crazy. Cowboys had a lot of really bad. Man, it's in the 70s. A lot of the Cowboys players were doing really nasty stuff to people. It was crazy. There was a lot of cover-ups. Crazy story. Okay, I'm getting off subject. Music lover, Lady Love. They stopped giving AB the ball down low. She was killing because their defense is horrible. It's AB's, it's interesting. I think they ask a lot of AB. They wanted to block, play defense, score, set screens. But look, you're getting paid $1 million. Practice. Work on that. I don't know what to say. Like she's getting paid the max, and she's got the max deal. She'll get $6 million in 5 years. Learn to figure out a screen. I get you on that. Let's see here. Randy Byers on YouTube. Thank you. AB just bricked so many layups from CC. Randy, yeah, she missed I think at least 2 really easy layups, but it's difficult. You've got some big ladies down there just punching you out. Natasha Howard, let's not take away the value Natasha Howard brought to the defense against the Fever. She knows the Fever really well. She's a great player. Hall of Famer, I think, right? Or will be a Hall of Famer. She understands Caitlin. She was on Caitlin a lot, right? Which disrupted Caitlin. They didn't do a lot of double teams on Caitlin because Howard's really good. She's as good as 2 people on you. So Howard played really powered. Look, I'm giving the Lynx their props. It's a tough team. I still think 2 out of 3 Fever takes that series because the Fever showed me they can. And after this experience, yeah, maybe they'll be better. Okay, guys, the live goal on TikTok. 1 more hand heart and you hit my goal. Thank you. 5 new followers on TikTok. Thank you very much. And YouTube, we got some new subscribers, but they're not showing, so sorry about that, guys. Badger 6,400. I was surprised Clark played. I was surprised she had a sinus infection. That's very funny. Thank you. That's a good comic relief. Thank you, Badger. That was really funny. Yeah, Badger's comment. She had a sinus infection. My neighbor told. It's just very funny. Forever Swifty putting up our sub. Think about fantasy football. $2.99 to play fantasy football. Don't you want to be in a league where I will shout at you the entire time? Thank you, Desiree. Alex Bland, always my idols, Indiana Fever, so I am happy. Thank you, Alex. They're not my idols. They're only humans, but they do make me happy. By the way, I was watching an international YouTuber. The international people around the world love Caitlin Clark, maybe more than Americans. It's pretty crazy. They're committed to Caitlin Clark. Her brand internationally is another level. It's crazy. Indiana Fever Gang 2026. That's a great name on TikTok. Followed me 7 days ago. Thank you, Indiana Fever Gang. Thank you, Michael, for follow. Oh, just got 2 follow. Thank you guys for following. Always remember to follow. It always helps me. TikTok does not monetize me because they don't like my style and they don't like that I sometimes say bad words. So TikTok sent me a message saying they wouldn't monetize me. So it's up to you guys. Every like, every follow, every share grows the brand. So thank you. Let's see here. My 2 cents on YouTube. Guys, thanks for watching on YouTube. Let's see here. My 2 cents. Stephanie White changed back to a stupid offense that produces nothing but chaos. Okay, that's interesting to look at. It was a little chaotic, but they were just, she could have called it. Yeah, I don't disagree. She could have called the timeout in the last minute, which would have been burning the timeout. But I mean, what are you going to do? Michael Doherty on TikTok. It was definitely a must-see TV. 100%. It was a great game. It was exciting. I was standing up most of the time. For me, it's an early game. It was 10 a.m. for me. It's a Sunday, so I hadn't made my coffee yet. This is actually coffee, guys. First time you guys have seen me doing my coffee. I got my big Marvel mug here. Spider-Man was pretty good, by the way. So I was trying to make my coffee. I couldn't sit down. I could pause it, but I didn't want to pause it. It was a great game. Alex from the Philippines. Thank you, Alex. We love our international fans. Thank you, Alex. Alex, make sure you follow me so we can keep track of you. Follow me on TikTok. Michael Doherty, the travel call killed us. Michael, it's as easy as that. I can't disagree. I was saying that earlier. The AB travel, it was here's the thing. When you're in crunch time in the clutch and you have momentum, they had momentum, right? And you have a terrifying offense. Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, offense is terrifying. They just made up a 14-point deficit on you. Like the Lynx were freaking out. The momentum was changing. And then you give them an easy turnover without effort. It's like a gift from God. And it energizes the crowd again. Like it was just such a bad move. And again, when I saw that, it was like the bright lights are too bright. She's just sit down. Like you just don't, she wasn't thinking it through. And you have to drill your players. So now Stephanie needs to drill 2 minute. All you do is drill 2 minute and free throws. That's what I would do for 3 hours. Just free throws. Just shoot those. I come in and say, hey, you fucks, shoot some free throws, okay? That's what I'd say. And I'd walk out. And I'd say, I want 500 free throws. Go to lunch, come back. I want another 500. That's what I'd say. Hit those free throws. And then I'd turn the crowd noise on to like 1,000 decibels and let them deal with that in the gym. It's just coaching. Like you got to get through to these players. Let's see here. Kevin B. Okay, I'm going to take a shot at reading another Kevin B comment because as you know, it's been a real tough day for me and Kevin B. Let me give this one a try. Olivia Miles got hot. Cece didn't. Yeah, look at the box score. You can see it's not, no. They both had good games. Miles had a better game statistically, but Caitlin had a good game. Boston with the travel. No need to know on TikTok. Boston with the travel. Too many mistakes. Fever choked. Yes, they melt. This is called, okay, you can, I like what you're saying. No need to know. Yes, they beat themselves. That's a nice way to say it. But this is the best way to say it. They choked. They melted down because it was everybody. That's called a meltdown. And there were moments earlier in the game where there was unnecessary turnovers that I knew would cost them, and they did. And what always will cost you is missing free throws. And at that score, was it 108, 100 or whatever? The score at the end was not the real score because at the end in the last 30, like what are you going to do, right? But it was much closer than the box score. It's just I'm getting depressed. Steve talking about it. Oh my God. Let's see here. Carlton Ringing. Thank you. Carlton Ringing is one of my faves, but you're all my faves. Yes, so many little mistakes throughout the game. That's right. A lot of little mistakes, guys. Guys, we're about to wrap up. It's been a fun one. We're at 51 minutes. Let's get through. Let me go through a couple of the numbers. Need to know. Boston with the travel call. Yep, you guys are amazing. Okay. I know you guys got to get to your Sunday, and people will watch this tomorrow as well. We do have about 50% of our viewers are after the live. Let's see here. Player stats. Let's go through. Billings. Okay, so Billings had 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Pretty decent. She had 23 minutes. I would like more production, but Billings did the best she could. She was taking some hard hits there. Lexi Hull, she had 14 minutes, 6 points. She was 2 for 2 on field goals. She was 2 for 2, guys. Let's see, 1 for 1 on threes. She hit her free throw, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Give her a raise. That's what you want. Give her a raise. Let's see here. Michael Doherty at the one on Herman, Dean. Herman, no, come on, man. You're just drinking the Kool-Aid. But I will say this, Herman Dean. Herman Dean is saying Olivia Miles is better than Caitlin Clark. First, you got to know how to spell Miles. You misspelled her name. So 1, but I'll give you that mulligan. Normally, if you misspell a player's name, I won't even read your comment because I know you don't know what you're talking about. But I'll give you this. A lot of people will watch this game and they will come away with that conclusion. But here's my answer to that. Olivia Miles is dirty. She will chop you in the face. She will kick you in the groin when she's doing those crazy circus layups. That's why they clear out on her. Nobody, and she's not getting the foul. or that she's not getting the offensive foul. So no one wants to get hit in the eye or the groin. That was clear to me because I watch her. I will back up every layup, and I'm like, okay, she knows what she's doing. This is how people do it. They will chop you in the neck and get away with it. So if you're not cheating, you're not trying. So Olivia Miles is a dirty player. And it's just, look, that's fact. She's dirty. I've seen it more than once. I was very suspect of her, and I actually thought she hurt Caitlin a little more than she did because they even replayed. Did you notice they replayed it a few times? Because I'm sure the people in the booth were like, hey, man, she kicked. That was a foul against Miles. But they're not but they need a star. They need an anti-Caitlin Clark. So they are calling it loose on her. And so that's why she's dirty. So, but if you come away with that conclusion, feel free, but it's not true. Caitlin Clark is a worldwide phenomenon. Look at her records. Olivia Miles cannot stand up to Caitlin Clark's records. Now, if Olivia Miles, CC fans, here's what I'm willing to do this. Because it's always it's basketball. That boils down to what have you done today? If Olivia Miles wins the ring with the Lynx, I will give you the chip. I will say she's got one on Caitlin Clark. Okay? She's not better than Caitlin, but if you win a championship, it's going to be a lot harder for people to say you're not as good as her. So I'll give you that. No need to know. Miles is not better point guard than Caitlin Clark. I agree with that. I agree with that. She's not better, but she's got what it takes to be just as good. I guess my problem is she's dirty. That's my problem. She hit Kelsey Mitchell in the face, chopped her more than once in this game, and that's why I think they have to switch people on Miles because she just beats you down by the little karate chop she does. Look, she's a little troll center gravity player, and look, she's not strong. How is she driving and getting all this freedom? She just pokes you in the eyeball. Nobody wants that shit. So, and the refs aren't calling it. Look, people talk in the league. You don't think these ladies get on their phones and text each other about players that are dirty? So they're like, hey, watch your eyeballs, watch your groin, right? No, they're trying. So I'm like, hey, let her shoot the layup. I'd rather Caitlin Clark play the full game than kicked in the groin by a rookie. So it is disrespectful to me. She's super dirty. It's a concern. That's what I got away from it. Look, they got the win. I'm not saying if I led with she's dirty and made a thing of it, that's not my point. I'm just saying if you want to compare them, Caitlin Clark is a clean player. She's more skillful. Look, Caitlin Clark is more skillful than Olivia Miles, but Olivia Miles is replicating Caitlin Clark's game. Caitlin was first. Miles is replicating the passing. Okay? So there you go. User 567, I don't get why Kelsey and Sophie didn't shoot more in the final 2 minutes. They both shot enough. Everyone was shooting. Kelsey Mitchell had to look. She missed a free throw that would have cut it to one. She had opportunities. She missed 2 open shots. Caitlin missed 2 open shots. You can only get so many open shots against that team. They settled for jump shots, which was frustrating. But look, they're electric. They shoot daggers. They believe in themselves. I feel you. So, I mean, when they were shooting jump shots to win, I wasn't disagreeing, but when they all started missing shots, it was a clear meltdown. It's in the shoes. What's up in the shoes? Good to see you. Our defense gave Miles the lane. Yellowbrook, yeah, because they don't want to get their eyeball poked out. She's dirty. She's dirty. Did you notice Miles got a couple of foul calls on her when she's trying to defend? So it's a two-way street. I guess I don't know if that really connects. I just thought I'd say that on the fouls. Raina Ironworks, good to see you. Thanks for joining in. Double digits on TikTok. Hole was 2 for 2. Why did she not shoot more? I did read her stat line. I think they were just trying to distribute the ball to the main protagonists, right? You have your big 3. Lex, and you have Sophie on the floor. Lexi's primary goal is defense, but that little spark, Raina, I see where you're going. That little spark was very helpful, and it did help them get back in the game. It was key. I just think it was a lack of opportunities for her to take shots. I also think she's trying to take better shots. She's been missing a lot of shots. She's had really bad stat lines recently, so she's making the most of it. She had a perfect game almost. It seemed like it, I think, right? She didn't miss a shot. 14 minutes, perfect game. 1 for 1 at the 3. Yeah. Boston is horrible. Raina, Boston's not horrible. Boston is horrible at center. Why does she not play in the basket? Raina, I know you're mad, but Boston's not horrible. She's an all-star. She just she choked. That's what you call when you have an all-star who's never been in the bright lights like that. Look, it was a sellout. ABC, you got Holly Rowe all sweaty in your face. I mean, ABC, they're interrupting everything. You're coming off a 5-game winning streak. You've been on the road. The Fever need a standing ovation for the effort they put in because they didn't take the loss sitting down. They fought hard. This team showed me a lot of heart, but they choked. And so you got to hold them accountable for choking. User 567. I also don't get how Boston misses every hook shot. She was hitting runners in the lane. I don't think you're paying attention. Hook shots are not shots you want every time. A hook shot is a finesse shot, and I don't know if she does really hook shots. She hits I think maybe you're just thinking she's missing too many layups. But look, let's talk about, you guys are now piling on. I've got her stats. Boston, okay, 33 minutes, 15 points. She was 7 of 14. She was 50% field goals. You can't fight with that. So you guys are wrong on her missing too many shots. She just made mistakes in the clutch. Let's see here. Carlton Ringing on YouTube. Kelsey shot a ton. She did. Kelsey Mitchell, would she have 30? She had she had almost 38, right? 36? Kelsey Mitchell almost, remember when she was shooting the free throws, she almost tied her career high, right? Let's see here. Kelsey Mitchell, she had 37 points. Okay, so Kelsey Mitchell played like a dog. She just choked. Caitlin Clark, 19 points. So that breaks her 20-point winning streak, or her 20-point streak. 33 minutes, 34 minutes. I thought she played more. 19 points. She was 2 for 9 at the 3. 10 assists. She played a great game. 1 point shy of a double-double. Everyone played a great game. Mentally Disturbed 305 on TikTok. Okay, maybe I should shut it down. Here we go. Not calling the play where Caitlin Clark foul and our center did not come through. Mentally Disturbed. That's not how you spell Caitlin, but I guess we can't disagree. All right. Raina Ironworks. As a center, her job is to play defense first. She thinks she's some shooter. She's not. I agree with you being mad about her taking the 3. I don't like the threes. I never have. I was kind of okay with it. Now I'm not, but they need to work on that. I guess, I mean, it puzzles me why she's not more in the paint. But here's also a situation you've been seeing more of, and you see this called more in the W than ever. 3 in the key, so that's a concern. So she has to stay mobile. She can't just sit in the key, and she always finds herself at the top of the key, which is weird for me. But the W is a different animal. It's a lot of 3-pointers. I don't know. She just has a look. They pay her $1 million to calculate all this. She's got a lot to calculate, and it's a lot to do. Look, it's a tall order. So you could say she should be playing better defense. I can't disagree with that. But she is an offensive threat. I can't disagree with that. Now, user 5. Now Fever fall before Atlanta. Look, it's a 5-game winning streak. You got to give them that. Look. Their last 6 games have been great games. This was not a bad game. They played a great game. That's why I was so mad. They had great defense. They had a good comeback. They played the Lynx tough. They were physical, great on the boards. They had a lot of not a lot. Let me reframe that. They made mistakes, but they weren't terrible, but they were playing very hard. But in the fourth quarter, they melted down and made mistakes that were not necessary and choked. So it's a learning moment. The Fever played great. They had a great 6-game stretch. You lose some, you win some. But the Minnesota Lynx know that this is not a team they want to face in the playoffs. The way it looks, they won't. unless the Fever start dropping, because Minnesota's not going to drop a lot of games. So most likely, if Minnesota meets Indiana, it's going to be after round 1. Forever a Swiftie, reminding you, $2.99 for the membership. 8 new followers on TikTok. It's been amazing. We're over an hour. We'll try to wrap up. Great. Thank you guys for the great response. 2,000 hearts, almost 1,000 viewers today. Double digits on TikTok. 8 followers is impressive. Thank you. Yes, we do a fantasy football league. $2.99 to be a member. You can do it on TikTok and YouTube. And by the way, we're simulcasting on YouTube. Jason J. Daniel on YouTube. Real Jason J. Daniel on TikTok. Same feed. It's a little delayed. You can jump to YouTube and watch the entire show if you're joining late. Every live is archived on YouTube. Let's see here. YouTube's been amazing. Thank you so much. I think we got everybody. We'll say thank you to Carlton Ringing. Kevin B is always a frustrating experience, but thanks, Kevin B, for coming back. I was wanting Kevin B to worship Caitlin Clark, but she lost, so it didn't happen. Carlton Ringing, of course. Aaron Wooten, thank you so much. My 2 cents. We also had Forever a Swiftie is our amazing moderator. She's working hard for you guys. Raina Ironworks. I know. Raina Ironworks having a hard time. I know. This is a tough pill to swallow. Let's see here. Oh, so okay. So good news. TikTok, we just got on our feed because of the haters. We just got restricted, but it's perfect timing. Cool. Look, TikTok's tough. TikTok's tough. A lot of you guys on TikTok are nasty. You come in, you say nasty stuff, and you get the live shut down. So as far as I'm concerned, YouTube is a better product. YouTube's a better live. I have a huge following on TikTok. I do this for you guys, but you guys have to police these people. So if you, and the moderator can't do it all. So if you guys love the TikTok live and you see people come in and insult me and say hateful things, you have to mute them and report them. If you don't, then TikTok will shut the live down, because if they're bullying me, they don't discriminate. Earlier, I was fighting back. It is what it is, but we didn't get shut down. We just got recently shut down because now the haters are showing up. Because once the live is on for a while, then you start to get a lot of negativity. So, guys, thank you for everything. So it's up to you on TikTok. This is the commercial. If you want the live to stay strong, when you see hateful people come in, you have to use the app and you have to report them. The moderator can mute them, and I don't mind jousting, but if they say hateful things, then there's nothing I can do, right? Because it's TikTok's reading their words. Sometimes I don't even see it, and what happens is some of them are so hateful, TikTok takes them off the board before even the moderator sees them.